In this video, we're figuring out the best shaker for your song. Coming up. Hi, I'm Kevin Zahner, and if this is your first time to Rhythm Notes, please subscribe so we can help you level up your drumming and home recording today. Shaker is the topic of this video. It's the percussion instrument that is sometimes overlooked or maybe thought of as a rattle and something that anyone can play, but to be honest with you, it can change the groove more than almost anything else. Like the hi-hat or the ride cymbal on the drum set groove, it has a huge effect on the overall feel of the groove in the song. That's why we're going to go over 5 tips for the best shaker for your song. If you want more information about how to play a shaker like a pro, I'll put a link in the description below to an article at rhythmnotes.net that goes through different rhythms you might want to play, how to select a shaker, and some different options for shakers that you might want to use on your tracks. Tip number 1, choose the right shaker. Is it a basket shaker? Is it a kashishi? Is it a heavier rock shaker? Is it a softer shaker or a medium shaker? Depending on the type of song, the other instruments that are in the tracks, you might want to try a few different ones, but for the most part, most shakers will work on any song. It just comes down to maybe the timbre or the kind of part you want to play. Some shakers, like the kashishi, have a gourd on the bottom where you can shake parts up against it. You can shake parts just softer on the basket, or you can use the gourd as an attack point or like a backbeat for different accents. If you don't know whether to choose between like a soft shake or a heavier shake or maybe a medium shake, try them all. Lay down all the parts and see which one sounds the best. It doesn't take much time. You're all set up. Why not go for it? Lay down several tracks and choose the best ones. Give the producers and the mixers more to work with. Let us know in the comments what shaker you use. Do you use it live? Do you use it just for recording sessions? Is it something you just have fun with playing with your friends? We'd like to know, and some of the other viewers would like to know as well. Tip number 2, write a good part. Is it a steady rhythm or does it have more syncopation? Tip number 3, play your part well. When it comes to playing a shaker, it's all about motion, just like any percussion instrument. So how you move is going to dictate how you sound. So if you hold it cradled kind of like this with your fingers, keeping the shaker horizontal, you'll be able to control the beads in terms of them being more to one side or the other. You can keep them in the center a little bit easier this way. To get the unaccented notes, I just pump my arm. And then to play accents, I just move my wrist a little bit more. Just give it a little snap of the wrist. That way there's a consistent movement or motion to have a consistent sound. Tip number 4, lock in with other instruments. When I'm at a gig, I'm hesitant to give my tambourine to a non-percussionist. They don't always listen to the other instruments and really lock the tambourine in with maybe the hi-hats or just the groove in general. Or maybe they're just a little too loud for the vocal part and they're right up in the microphone. So these are decisions that professionals have to make and professionals have to think about to get a good sound from the instrument. You don't have to be a percussionist to play tambourine well. You don't even have to be professional. You just have to consider a few things. Respect the jingles for one. Whenever you move it, it makes a sound. When you put it down, it makes a sound. When you pick it up, it makes a sound. So respect the jingles. Also, when you prepare to play a stroke, there's a prep stroke. So if you start already prepared, you just get the stroke that you're looking for. Now, sometimes you want that messiness. As long as it's deliberate and it's not just because you're not controlling the jingles or you're not playing the part like an instrument should be played. Another thing to think about is how you start. If you're going to do triplets, I usually go out. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Because that'll put it back at my hand for the backbeat if I want to play a backbeat accent. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Okay, stop the wrist, hold it right there on an angle so that the jingles rest and make no more sound. If it stops this way, there's little jingles, and if you're recording, that's going to come through. Like I said, if you're looking for that dirtiness, go for it. But if you want a controlled sound, this is how it's done. Tip number 5, feature the shaker in the mix. Songs like Refugee by Tom Petty have the shaker right up there where everyone can hear it. Go for it. Pump it way up. No one's going to get hurt. All you have to do if you don't like it is bring it down. Maybe you want to create some separation, some depth to it, use a little bit of reverb. Maybe use some panning. You have right, left, forward, and back with reverb and delays, and you have up and down. There's all different places you can situate it in the mix so that it's not covering up any of the vocals or any of the guitar lines or lead lines, or maybe it's not messing with the hi-hats in a certain way. That's fine. If the part's performed well and it makes sense for the song, it could sound really good way up in the mix. The worst thing that can happen is you don't like it and you just bring it back down. I lied. The worst thing you could do is say all the shakers just belong lower. I just always put percussion lower in the mix. That's a bad idea. You shouldn't have preconceived ideas about how to mix songs. Every song should be mixed as its own piece, including the percussion parts, including the vocal parts. Not all vocals have to be up top. Not all percussion and shaker need to be subtle and in the background. Felt, not heard. How about feel it right in your face? Sometimes that's exactly the way the song should go.